Products.
As you know, for about a week I've been saying I can't wait to talk to Joy Chambers because she's just written a new book. And poor Joy, how unselfish of her, where she is overseas in Los Angeles, it is now 2:32 in the morning.
She is a trooper.
She is an author. I must tell you, John, it was in 1968 that I started flying to Sydney to TCN every day to do a panel game called Everybody's Talking. Did that for 2 years up there.
I remember you on that too. You were great.
Well, I tell you, I was only great because my panellists, every week we had a celebrity like Brian Henderson or Bert Newton or John Lewis, but my regular panellists every week were Joy Chambers and Ron Cady, and we became so close, we became like, you know, brothers and sisters, and to this very day, I still adore Joy Chambers. Hello, Joy.
Well, hello, my darling Philip. Greater love has no woman than she getteth up at this hour to speak to you.
I know Naomi in Sydney kept saying, could we pre-record it, please? I said, we don't have the equipment to do that.
Now, Joy, tell me the truth. Did you have a little nap in preparation for this interview?
I did indeed, and hello, John.
Can I ask you, we read recently where you and Reg were selling up in Bermuda, so can I presume that you've both moved to Los Angeles now?
Well, look, we haven't moved to Los Angeles. We're here briefly at the moment. We still live in Bermuda, but you're right, the house is for sale. So if either of you would really like it, you know, it's a lovely house.
Joy,
maybe you'd like to have a little pad in Bermuda, Philip.
Yeah, I think if Phil ever sells up in Kew, Joy, he might just be able to afford your house in Bermuda.
Yeah, is there any bridging finance? I did put in a bid for Boadicea, but that was not bad.
No, I can't understand why, Philip. I said to send it to sell it to a friend, remember?
Oh, Joy, it's
those good old days, Philip. I remember them. And Password and Get the Message I worked on with you as well.
Oh, absolutely, all those games. And Reg will be very saddened to know that Len Major just passed away this week.
We heard about it, and sadly, the funeral's next month.
Yeah.
I heard about that. Yes.
We've lost.
Also, Peter Skelton, who.
Oh, I didn't know that. He was one of my.
Skelton's gone too.
He was one of my best supporters over there at 10.
Well, do you know, Philip, saying that, yes, that's true, and mine as well. I remember him very fondly. And look, one of the best-looking men I ever saw, other than you.
Oh, come on, Joy, you need glasses. But I must congratulate you. I don't know, I seem to have read 4 or 5 of your novels, and they just keep getting better and better, including, just in time for Christmas, The Great Deception. What was your inspiration for this story?
Well, you know, I've never read, well, not never read, that's wrong, see, it's this hour of the morning. I've never written anything like a mystery or a mystery thriller, and as you obviously know now, having read it, I just wanted to do something slightly different. So it's along the lines of a mystery thriller, and I really had a great time because you have to come at things from a different angle. And because normally, as you know, I write those long sagas sort of that go on sometimes.
Oh, yes.
20, 30 years.
Yes.
This one, of course, is over fairly quickly. Starts in 1947, goes back to 1943 to explain what happened during the war, and then ends in 1947. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I wanted to, you know, unfortunately, I know a lot about the Second World War now, having written, you know, this is my 3rd book on the Second World War.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
And you can continue, you know, obviously, Philip and John, the Second World War is just so massive, it included, obviously, the whole, you know, virtually the whole world was involved. Therefore, you really can continue probably to write books on it forever if you wanted to. But, so, yeah, I just thought I'd like to write something slightly different, but still stay with that historical thing where I do all the research, and loved it, and I'm thrilled to know that you liked it too, Philip, because that'll inspire, I hope, some of your listeners to perhaps buy it for somebody for Christmas themselves.
You've become the new Agatha Christie.
I daren't say, Joy, the new Barbara Cartland, because she writes in a total different genre, doesn't she?
I wouldn't say that. Dear old Barbara, she put a lot out, but by golly, she didn't do any research. That's
I think, in fact, John has found a couple of wonderful crits about your book on the internet.
It's just that. And do you look at crits on the internet, Joy?
Well, I do from time to time, John.
Yeah.
You've done that, thank you so
Oh, well,
much.
no, that's just Natasha Costa said, I'm a third of the way through and so far I'm enjoying it. This is most definitely a genre I don't normally pick up, but I found the writing to flow easily and be appropriate to the time. And that's the sort of thing that comes through with a lot of the critiques of your book, Joy. They find it flowing, and there's one person who says the chapters are very short, which gives me, so they can pick it up quite easily where they left off.
Yes, well, this time I have written shorter chapters. Normally I write longer chapters, but I think, look, the world's changed, you know, what with Twitter and with Facebook and these sorts of, you know, social media. People are just, you know, out there with a quick message, and I really think that goes through to writing as well. Therefore, if you're going to write really long chapters, people just want to know quickly. They want to get on with it. They want, and therefore, I did change my sort of style in that I have got short chapters in this, and a lot of people have actually written to me and to my internet site, and they have said that very thing. Oh, I love the short chapters.
Yes.
I'm starting to think, maybe I'll do that in the next book as well. Yes, look, there are, I mean, you can't please everybody, but if you've got enough people that you're pleasing and they're enjoying it, it's like you kids on the radio, you know. If you've got enough people who love to listen to you, and you must have, Philip, because you've been doing it for 22 years.
Well, Philip has, but I haven't. Yeah, Philip has, but I haven't. But Joy, I must confess, when I was a schoolboy, I used to go to the end of each chapter because that's where the naughty bits were. So is this the same with your book?
We all knew that when we were kids.
Now, Joy, I don't want to do a spoiler here because there's just so much to the book. But just give us, just in a nutshell, what your theme is and what was your inspiration?
Yes, okay. Well, The Great Deception, by title alone, tells you that there's something, you know, odd going on. Funnily enough, I'll just digress a moment about great, because I'm somebody who really only likes to use the word great when you're talking about, you know, great things, like Sir Winston Churchill it was great, I agree with that.
Yes.
Or you want to say, you know, Cook was a great navigator, then that's true. But, you know, people throw great around just like they throw love around. You know, they love this, they love that, but I had a real problem with great, but my publisher wanted it. I wanted to call it The Wearing Deception, which is, as you know...
that's the main character, Shelley Waring, yeah.
Character, Cole Waring, and I wanted to call it The Wearing Deception. But my publisher didn't. She wanted The Great Deception. It's the first time ever that I've had this happen, because always before I've just said, her name's Jane. She's wonderful too, by the way. She's been publishing my books for over 20 years.
Yes.
At Headline in London, and Jane Morpeth. And I said, Jane, you know, this is the title, The Wearing Deception. She came back and said, Joy, look, I'd rather call it The Great Deception. I thought, first time ever she wants a different title. So it took me about a week, but then I thought, look, it is a great deception. Yeah. And so I agreed, and you know, and now I'm very happy with the name.
Hey, that adjective worked for The Great Temptation.
Of course. Right. That was a great temptation too, by the way. They ended up with everything if they won.
When I saw the title, Joy, The Great Deception, I thought it was about Philip Brady's life story, but that's not true, is it?
Right. You know what? I could write parts of that, John. But I don't know if I could write it all.
Actually, that's a thought, Joy. Have you ever thought about doing, you know, like a non-fiction book about your time in television and your life with Reg?
Well, I haven't really.
No.
You know, Reg did write his, you know, Reg Grundy by Reg Grundy, so that's another one that's out there.
No, in a moment we'll get around to Mr. and Mrs. Reg Grundy, but talk to us something about Cole and how you invented this character.
Yes, well, of course he's a secret agent, as you know, and he perpetrates this great deception by becoming, you know, an SS colonel in Holland during the Second World War.
Yeah.
He lives in constant danger among the Nazis, sending top secret intelligence back to London, and that is the great deception. And of course, as I said previously, it opens in the quiet country backwater near Bowral in New South Wales after the war, where he's living just quietly, and then suddenly these people turn up to murder him. and he's not sure why. So, you know, we go back with him to 1943 and find out why. And the mysterious and glamorous Dutch woman called Letitia de Witt comes into it while his dear wife Shelley is rushing all over the world following him and trying to find out why she found this memorabilia about the Nazis. So,
well, was she based on someone like Dieter Cobb, perhaps?
Dieter Cobb, now there's a name. Philip and Don.
You're just being...
haven't thought about for many years.
He's just being mischievous, Joy. He's just being mischievous.
I'm wondering if your listeners remember her on the Beauty and the Beast.
Of course, yes. Yeah. Did you ever do Beauty and the Beast? No, you're too young to have done that.
I was at the time. I mean, I'm probably the right age now.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk to you about your life now, and we're going to take a break and come back. But
can you take another no-dose, Joy? We'll be back with you very shortly.
No-dose to stay with you two, without a doubt.
But can I suggest to you, folks, The Great Deception, written by Joy Chambers, Mrs. Reg Grundy, and published by Headline, wouldn't it make a terrific movie, Joy?
As a matter of fact, you're right, because most of my books probably are mini-series, really, because they're so long. But you've hit the nail on the head. So if you know a movie producer who wants to make a great movie about the Second War, and I'm using great again for The Great Deception, this is the one.
But would I be debonair enough to play Cole? That's what I'm asking you.
Yes, definitely. You're not going to play a Nazi. You're too lovely.
Oh, not necessarily.
And Phil, and another brilliant piece of casting, maybe Bryn Edelston to play Shelley Waring.
Oh, my. I was looking at them on the internet today.
Now, it's a 2:45 where you are, but we'll come right back, Joy.
12 minutes to 10, we're talking to Joy Chambers, who is the author of The Great Deception, and of course the wife of Reg Grundy. And Reg is very, very generous, you know. Joy celebrated her birthday just recently.
What happened?
So Reg went out and bought her a set of clubs, Royal Sydney, Concord, Pymble, Kingston Heath, and Royal Melbourne. And I'm
not surprised.
Just cue the laughter there, Joy.
Are you still with us, Joy?
Yes, I haven't gone to sleep. I've got a cup of tea. I've had my choice meal, and I'm ready to talk today.
All right, I just want to ask about your lifestyle. Is that I know you sold your luxury yacht, and you used to go around the world together on the boaters here. You tell us that you're putting Bermuda on the market. What's yours and Reg's lifestyle these days? Because I also read that he was thinking of opening up an old pub in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales for a photographic exhibition of all his wildlife shots.
Well, you're absolutely right. We have bought an old pub in Little Berrima. Have you ever been to Berrima?
I've been through Berrima.
Hysterical Berrima, they call it.
Most people go through Berrima, but some people actually stop in Berrima.
All right.
And it is a lovely little spot there on the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. And we are going to turn that into... Well, you know, Philip and John, that Reg is quite a spectacular wildlife photographer. And he's already put out The Wildlife of Reg Grundy, his first book. And he's doing a second book on mother and child in the wild, of animals in the wild.
Oh, look forward to that, yes.
Which will be beautiful, mother and child. He's got some really magnificent shots. So I thought it was time the world saw his photographs. Not that everybody comes to Berrima, but we hope enough do. In time, because it's going to take us a year or so.
Now, Joy, you realise if you and Reg shift to Berrima, you're going to have neighbours like Jeff Harvey. I think he lives around that area.
Well, do you know, I think he does too, and Jeff, I must say, is a good old friend of mine from way, way back.
Yeah.
And he used to, conduct the orchestra every day at Channel 9.
Oh, yeah, for the Mike Walsh show,
Yes, for the Mike Walsh show. And, Joe, I didn't realise Jeff was there when I was looking him up.
Oh, that's right. Well, he calls it hysterical Berrima rather than historical Berrima. And Joy, now, Reg is a doctor, but he's...
Michael Clark or somebody's got to help.
Oh, I think he has too. Now, Reg is a doctor, but not the doctor, not a medical doctor. He's got a doctor...
Reg is an honorary doctor of philosophy at Queensland University.
I well recall, you know, Reg's 85th birthday there in the Southern Highlands.
It was a wonderful gala weekend.
We had the best time in the world. And can I read between the lines that possibly you and Reg might move back to Australia to live?
Well, look, you know, my darling Reg, he keeps on keeping on, and obviously he said to say not only the biggest hello to you, but how special you were and what a marvellous host you were, and to congratulate you on 22 years on air. He's just so proud of you.
Well, thank you.
So that's all from him.
Oh, I appreciate that so much.
Sleep actually at the moment.
Right.
Well, isn't everybody?
No, your listeners.
and so
they're all night owls, your listeners.
yes, well, we you know.
That's why they read books.
That they will, and I suppose you've got another book in mind already. Someone with a fertile imagination like yourself, when you were overseas doing research, I bet you got an embryo for another story now.
Well, I think I'm going to get off the Nazis, because I tell you what, you get positively depressed writing about them. They really were the most evil, and, you know, being serious for a moment, fiendish lot. And Reggie said to me at the time, he said, Joy, you're getting a bit depressed. I said, oh, yes, well, you would be when you're writing about people like So Sinquat and Hans Alban Rauter and these.
I know, because
you've got to get to know them, you know, to write about them.
I know you're living the part, aren't you? I can't tell you what a thrill it has been, and an honour to talk to you, and for you to have waited up till 3 o'clock to chat to us. And I can tell you, everybody in Australia will be just delighted to know about the Great Deception, and to know that you and Reg are currently in LA thinking about Australia, and we hope that you both...
We certainly are. We think about Australia every day.
Yeah, and, you know, my wish is that you both live happily ever after.
Well, and the same to you. And, Philip, I mean, we do go back so very far, and this is what the best friends are, the ones from yesterday who knew you, you know, when you were not as you are today, but still forgive you.
But
care about you anyway.
Yeah, but you see, you misjudge the situation. You and Reg are not my friends. You are my family.
Oh,
well, that's vice versa, because as you know, you're just very much a part. You have been a part of our lives for so long, and you're a very special person, and you're a very talented person, and it's been just marvellous to talk to you and John tonight.
Oh, that's fabulous. Joy, thanks very much, and I certainly enjoyed that. Was it 60 Minutes you were on? They did a story on you, I think.
Oh, yes, that's right, just recently. ACA, yes.
That's right, a current affair, and you haven't aged a minute, let me tell you.
Oh, come on. I wish. But anyway, look, that's what I always say to Philip. You haven't either. I mean, when we're together, it's just like we were on. I don't know. Everybody's talking again.
Oh yes, on a time machine, and just wishing you much love, Joy, from Australia. And I just hope our little chat together might have made you a bit homesick tonight.
Well, you know, our hearts are down under, and it'll be lovely to see you as soon as possible. And I hope people buy my book for Christmas.
Thanks for talking with us, Joy Chambers.